The Flash #0, written by Francis Manapul and Brian Buccellato, art by Francis Manapul. This is a story pretty much told in flashback, but it's all of Barry's thoughts and such the night he was struck by lightning. So he was visiting his father in jail, and his father's like, hey, look, you keep coming down here trying to prove my innocence. You can never find anything. Just, I did it, okay? I did it. Stop looking, like, live your life. And Barry's pissed off that he can't find anything to free his dad. And of course, struck by lightning. And then we go back even further to his childhood, and we get the walkthrough of all that. So, he's got a spelling bee coming up at school. His mother, Nora, is telling him, like, hey, look, you're going to do fine. Don't stress about it. And even if, you end up going out on the first word, then, hey, you just get to go home early. No big deal. Just slow down. Take your time. And his mom gave him a nice little bow tie and everything like that and was about to send him out the door. His father is the one driving them. And then as Barry's walking out, we see that his mom served his dad divorce papers. So things were on the rock there, but, it's something that they're dealing with. So later on after the spelling bee, his mom went off to work. The dad was the one who was taking care of Barry at home. When the mom came back, he was like, oh, how'd you do? And he's like, I came in first. There's a trophy and everything. I got to let you see it. But before he can go get the trophy, the dad interrupts and says, like, Barry, how about you go down to the bookstore for a while? Your mom and I need to talk. So they immediately, of course, get in an argument about the divorce papers and whatnot. And this whole time, after this, Barry is in like a hospital in a coma because, the lightning strike happened. This is him remembering after the fact. He's recovering, and the man who adopted him, Captain Free, I'm going to say Fry, he's just been made captain, and he's coming to Barry's bedside. He's like, hey, Barry, I made captain. Oh, you should have seen how nervous I was, but like, I really want you to be here, Barry. I really need you to be here. I can't lose her again. And it's implied very heavily through this, but never directly confirmed, that the reason that Nora wants a divorce is that Captain Fry, like this policeman, and her are kind of a thing. Like, they're romantically entangled. But anyway, Barry comes home after the bookstore, and police are surrounding the place. And at that point, Officer Fry is like, hey, look, you gotta understand, like, something bad happened to your mom. She's hurt. We're gonna look at the evidence, and wherever the evidence points us, that's who we're gonna go to, okay? But, like, people lie, but the evidence always tells the truth. And all he wants is just his mom to just see his trophy, because, it was a big thing for him. He won that trophy. So at this point, Barry, he's reliving the trauma in his head. So in reality, he's up out of his coma, he's out of bed, and he's running with super speed. And by the time he finally really wakes up, he is all the way in East Africa, where he's like, where in the hell am I? 3 weeks later, he's back home. He's talking to his adoptive dad, saying like, hey, yeah, thank you for being there throughout not only the coma, but my whole life. You really were a good father figure to me, possibly even better than my own dad. And congrats on the whole captain thing. And he's like, oh, yeah, no, it's my pleasure having you in my life and whatnot. Then we see Barry doing a little costume montage thing where he's like, yeah, normal fabrics just rip apart as soon as I run. So he had to make like some sort of metal armor thing that he also is able to fit into his ring. They don't really go into it. They just say like, oh, metal reacts weirdly around me. Anyway, so then we see one last time he's going to his dad in jail, and he's like, yeah, Dad, here's the thing. I needed you to be innocent for a very long time, but now something's changed, and I'm going to be looking forward more. But as he's doing this, a prisoner is being escorted out of like I don't want to say interview room, but I don't know, the room where you talk to the visiting room. There you go. And we see a flashback to 2 days earlier. This guy is the getaway driver for some bank robbers who the Flash is chasing down and stopping him. And we get him that his name is Daniel West, a.k.a. Iris West in some way. In modern day, Daniel West is knocking the guards out as they're escorting him out of the room and seemingly trying to make an escape. Barry gets in the way, tackles him to the ground, and stops him yet again. So the dad, he sees the open door that all the commotion has caused, and Barry goes and he closes the door on his dad. He's like, Dad, don't try to make it like an escape. Like, I'll get you out of here one day the right way. And he's like, I thought you told me you were moving on. And he's like, no. I'm looking forward. I needed you to be innocent before, but now I just really want you to be. So he goes, he leaves some flowers and the spelling bee trophy at his mother's grave. He puts on his Flash outfit, and now he is the Flash. So yeah, that's the gist of it. So it's a really well told story. It doesn't do anything like, I caught the Flash TV show here and there, so I know the origin of all this. I also know the truth about Barry's dad, if assuming the comics follow that. But no, it's good. It's a solid, well told story. Well done by Francis Manapul. Art looks fantastic the whole way through. Does a great job with panel layouts and whatnot and a feeling of speed. I can't fault it for anything, really. So overall, I'd say this is probably an 8. My only criticism of it is that it's literally just a story that I'm familiar with. It does lay down that Daniel West thing, which I do think is going to come into major play later, but for now, it's just the basic origin story and showing one of Barry's earliest takedowns, because he literally says, like, hey, I came up with the name The Flash. What do you think? So, yeah, you would be forgiven of thinking that was just any other random stop rather than something that would probably lead into a future story because of the Daniel West tie-in. So anyway, 8, very good.